Hello to everyone. Welcome to RCV 5. It's revision time. Okay, just revise first the Gulliver's Travel. Okay, so first about the character. Like the farmers. The farmer during his stay in the Brodignan, he takes Gulliver in his master, then he sells Gulliver to his queen, to the queen, and also the Carter Plimnap. He is the Gulliver's enemy. Lilliput, he's accused Gulliver of sleeping with his wife, Glumdanglitz. Her name means little nurse in Brobdingnag. This is what Gulliver calls the father's daughter who care for him in Brobdingnag. Mrs. Mary Burton Gulliver, she is Gulliver's wife. And the other character, the Queen. The Queen, she bought Gulliver from farmers and find him very entertaining because of her huge size. Gulliver's disguise when he eat. And another, Red Russell, he's a friend of Gulliver in Lilliput. He helps Gulliver settle into the strange new land. And later helps to reduce Gulliver's punishment for treason from execution to having his eye put out. And next is Yahoo. It is a Hohn's word for human. Yahoos, there are disguising creature. Hohns is a species of horses who are given great kindness and virtue. Gulliver lives with them for several years. He was affected by them so much. In the Bhutan, they are the people, inhabitant of a floating island who have mathematical and astronomical symbol have a trouble paying attention. And the Lilliputian, they are people inhabitant of Lilliput. They are very tiny. They are enemy of Lepuscosian of Neighbors Island. They are fight with Lepuscosian. And then another, the main character, Lemuel Gulliver is a ship doctor, later a captain. He is 39 at the beginning of the troubles. He is a middle-class family man, honest, adaptable to unusual circumstances, tolerant of cultural differences, good with language, clever with hands, mechanical, scientific, well-educated, curious, notices details but not perceptive of their meanings. Names suggest gullible, accepting of face value and critical. Throughout the books, blindly patriotic, but with time grow dissatisfied with traditional values, at end complete hater of mankind. About the main character. Next, Mary Barton, she is a Gulliver's wife. Gulliver's never think about his wife or feel guilty of leaving her alone to look after his children. Captain William Richard, he is the head of the ship Antelope. He is also responsible for Gulliver's first voyage. Lilliputian, they are miniature people, not more than 6 inches in height, but they are fearless, industrious, and hospitable. Next, the Emperor of Lilliput. He was the king who must always have some type of support before making decision. The Empress of Lilliput, she was the wife of the king. Plimnap, he is the treasurer of the Lilliput Empire. Reldresser is the principal secretary of Lilliput. He also styled himself as a friend of Lilliput. Okay, so that's for the according to main character. Okay, for the Gullivers, the summary of the Gullivers. Gulliver's first travel to the island of the tiny man called Lilliputian. He is accused of treason, sentenced to death after putting out a fire with his urine, but escaped before having to face his punishment. Then 2 months later, Gulliver's embarked on a second voyage. This time, he traveled to the land of the gigantic Brobdingnagians, where he exhibit like a prick and made to fight animals. An eagle drops him into the sea, where he is picked up by the British ship and returned to England. On the third voyage, Gulliver visited a series of islands devoted to abstract things like mathematics, abstract idea, and magic. On his fourth voyage, he visited the land of the Huns, who enslaved the repulsive human-like Yahoos. He expelled after the Huns them. They can't have a party rational. Yahoo likes Gulliver. Okay, so just that's for the summary, and then revise again the books for a better understanding. Revise the book, the booklet, and also the revision sheet about the Gulliver's travel. Next is the travels of Ibn Battuta. Okay, for the travels of Ibn Battuta, Ibn Battuta is how many years he traveled for the Ibn Battuta's how many years he traveled. Okay, for Ibn Battuta was born in Tangier, part of the modern day in Morocco, in 1304. Tangier is a port city near the Strait of Gibraltar. This narrow body of water separates Africa and Europe. Ibn Battuta came from a family of legal scholars. He was raised with a focus on education. However, there was no madrasa or college of higher learning in Tangier for him to go. Ibn Battuta needed to travel for his education. He wanted to find the best teachers and best libraries. At the time, the great centers of learning were in Alexandria, Cairo, and Damascus. He also wanted to make the pilgrimage to Mecca as soon as possible. For Muslims, the Hajj is the religious duty. All Muslims should make the journey once in a life, if possible. But on June 14, in 1329, Ibn Battuta rode off the Tangier on a donkey. Just 21, he was beginning his journey to Mecca. Unlike the young Marco Polo, he was alone. This passage from his account of his wandering, the travels of Ibn Battuta, illustrate his solo trip. Then I said alone. I didn't have travel companion or a group of travelers to join. I had just a strong desire to visit these famous places of learning. I had to be strong to have left loved ones. I left my home as a bird leave its nest. Okay, so the summary about the travels of Battuta. And then it's time to read, continuation to read chapter 4 to 6. To read it again for the better understanding. Continuation to read chapter 4. Then after that, just do the following: what, when, and how for the revision of the travels of Ibn Battuta. Okay, for the activity, just revise first to answer the what and when and how question. Okay, choose the correct answer. Ibn Battuta is an Ahmad uncle. Ahmad is 11 years old. Ibn Battuta comes from a family that's to begin with Ibn Battuta journey to the city of Makkah. The ruler of Constantine gives Ibn Battuta a nice coat. Ibn Battuta learned about his future from Bahram al-Jinn. In the desert, hyenas takes things from Ibn Battuta's bag. In the town of Wasit, some of men walk into a big fire. Okay, next, just do the true or false. Ibn Battuta walked up easy way to Adam's footprint. False. Ibn Battuta swims away when his ship hits some rocks. False. Some pirates take Ibn Battuta's pearl, rubies, and clothes. True. China is a difficult place for people to travel through at this time. False. Al-Basri and Ibn Battuta are old friends. True. Okay, let's continue about the character. Okay, Mansa Sulaiman is the king of Mali. Another, Ibn Jusaybis, is a writer. And then another, Ibn Juri dies in the desert of Mali. Okay, for the character. And next, for the dialogue. Who say, yes, can you be the judge in our caravan? Okay, dialogue from pilgrims from Tunis. On your travel, you are going to meet many of old friends. Okay, say Burhan al-Din. The next, can you take my wife to Constantinople? Okay, say Khan Osbeg for the dialogue. Next, vocabulary. Ruby means an expensive red stone. Fight means to hit again and again. And guide means this person know the way to place and takes you there. Okay? And then next is plot the story. Ibn Battuta begins to go on his travel when he is 21 years old. In Egypt, Ibn Battuta sees the pyramid. In the Hindicus Mountains, Ibn Battuta and his friend put down caught of their camels to walk. Okay, so that's all for the travel of Ibn Battuta. Just continue to revise the two stories, Gulliver Travels and the Travel of Ibn Battuta, the reference notebook again, booklet, and video, and the revision sheets. Okay, so don't forget the comprehension test or it's about the setting, the characters, the dialogue, the vocabulary, and the plot. Okay, it's time to read again, to revise the story.